about last night's results. I think it was a great card, a very stacked card, and I believe there was a lot of great performances and some performances that left some things to be desired. Sometimes you want to see a knockout, and I believe that the first fight with Emiliano Vargas actually to be correct, he looked very impressive, but I need to see him against more stellar competition, and I feel that he did what he was supposed to do, and the fight was very quick, and the body shot that he gave him, it was a right hand, I believe. It was very impressive, and I think he's super fast. Throws great combinations, and I think his defense is good. It's really good. I like the way he fights. He uses the angles, and I believe that he has a great future ahead of him. He's at the 140-pound weight class, and he called out Teofimo Lopez. I believe that the fights, they try to make the big fights too quick with the young bloods, and he's got 15-0 with 13 KOs now, I believe. So his record is very impressive, but there's no need to rush him to fight Teofimo Lopez. But Teofimo Lopez has his own business to take care of. He needs to fight Super Matias, who he has been ducking for quite some time right now. And I believe that he also needs to fight Richard Hitchenson's. But I believe Super Matias and Richard Hitchinson should fight. It will be a better fight, I believe. And Teofimo Lopez, he has never fought a natural 140-pounder, like a legitimate 140-pounder. So I don't know why they're giving him so much credit. He still hasn't fought anybody legitimate in that weight class. So, that's another story. But I believe that Emiliano Vargas did his thing. He looked great. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. He looks great, but in order to really be great, he has to fight another great, or he has to step up in competition. But I believe he's on the right track and the right path to become very successful. And I was impressed with what I saw. Just on visuals alone, he passed the eye test for me. And I believe that there's a lot of great things for Emiliano Vargas. So Mexican Americans and Mexicans as a whole can be proud of him. He's very talented. I like what I see. And the other fight I saw with Jaunmita Lopez de Jesus, he's a prospect under Miguel Cotto, and he's very, very, very fast, very powerful, has great technique. I like his stance, and he's on a 150-pound weight class. And not a lot of people watch that weight class, but there is some talent there. Bam Bam Rodriguez, he's fighting in that weight class. We just need to get more people promoting that weight class and putting more eyeballs on that weight class, because it's getting very competitive, that weight class. And I believe it just needs promotion. And with great promotion, the 115 weight class could get more notoriety among fans and casual fans as well. You just got to promote the divisions accurately. And I believe that Jaunma Lopez's son, he's a great talent. I love the way he definitely knocked down the guy that he was fighting, and the referee stopped it because he was gonna get knocked out. He was just getting really punished a lot with the jab and the hook, and he definitely knocked him down. And I believe that once the referee saw it was enough, when he got up, that what was gonna happen, and it looked like he was not gonna win the fight. He stopped the fight at the right time, even though the commentators were saying that they should have let, one of the commentators was saying they should have let the fight continue. But Timothy Bradley said that, it was inevitable, that what was going to happen, he was going to lose by knockout. And I believe Jaunmita Lopez de Jesus is the truth. And I'm impressed with the eye test. I'm impressed. But, he's 3-0 with 2 KOs now. Puerto Rico has a great future in boxing. And as long as we continue to have champions and talent in Puerto Rico, we're always going to be a threat to anybody else. And there's a lot of competition in 150 in the 115 weight class. There's a lot of competition. Bam Bam Rodriguez. We have Oscar Collazo. I think he's close to that weight. He's a champion. So we got like 6 current champions now in Puerto Rico, and I like what I saw in Jaunmita Lopez de Jesus. He has the goods, and he passed the eye test, and he has the lateral movement. He has the power, the speed, the timing. He uses angles, and he has footwork. He has the whole 9 yards, just like Emiliano Vargas. I was impressed with both of them. They both passed the eye test, and I like to see what happens with them in their careers. I'm looking forward to that. And Xander Zayas, he did a great job, but he left some things to be desired. I'm not gonna say, bruh, nah. #1 fan, WSP. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Subscribe to that channel. I like what I saw in Xander Zayas. I was expecting a tough fight, maybe more closer fight than what it actually turned out to be, because Jose Chino Garcia, he knocked out most of the undefeated fighters that he faced to get to the position of #2 in the WBO junior weight championship title fight. So I believe that he earned that position, and I thought that it was going to be. I knew that Xander Zayas would dominate him to a certain extent in the fight, but I thought it would be more of a struggle for him in the beginning. But it turns out that Xander Zayas, his performance was impeccable, and it was almost a perfect performance. He did get hit a couple of times because let's remember, Jose Chino Garcia, he has long reach, and that's what made him dangerous and made him be able to be in the fight, in spite of him lacking the defense and the boxing ability that Xander Zayas has, because he's on another level. If you see both of them in the ring. Jaden Matthews, you deserve it. Luscious, Sibao, bro, nah. Thanks for tuning in. Jaden Matthews, #2, says hi. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I appreciate it. Luscious, #1 fan, says Sibao. I guess that's my Dominican brother right there. I think he's Dominican. He says Sibao. Jaden Matthews, you deserve it. #1. Luscious, #1. The hairline is impeccable. I appreciate the comedic comments. Hey, man, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Luscious, #1 says, I'm joking. Nah, I know, man. I can take a joke. Jaden Matthews, I subscribe. #2. Thanks for subscribing to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Yeah, I'm almost getting to 1,000 fans, and I thank all the genuine fans that come into my channel and always tune in and always try to get the information, up-to-date information on the fights, and for genuinely following me and loyally following me. And you guys are my family, everybody that tunes in, because everybody that tunes into my channel is brave and is not afraid of the truth and is always bold, because most people that try to subscribe to my channel, they always see how real I am, and it resonates with them. So the fans that subscribe to me, they're the realest too. So they're part of my chain of high frequency of truth and integrity. That's what I carry every time I go on. Luscious, nah, for real though, it's lined up perfectly. Luscious, thanks for the comment, man. Yeah, I got a great barber. I gotta shout him out, man. Hector, my barber in Tampa. If you want to get a haircut, go to Hector in Tampa by Bush Boulevard, Temple Terrace Highway, man. Check him out by Winn-Dixie. Yeah, my barber's no joke. Like, he's from Puerto Rico. He's a great barber, and he's a humble brother. You can check him out whenever you get a chance. You're in Tampa, Florida. If you want information on him, I'll let you know. Yeah, he keeps my hairline perfect. Shout out to Hector, my barber. Luscious #1 says, nah, you can't hate on Tony. He got that charisma. I appreciate you, my brother. Without charisma, you can't really succeed the way you need to, because charisma is what brings people's attention and lures the people into the information. Like, sometimes people have the knowledge, they have the information, but if you don't have that charisma to bring that knowledge, it's like the people won't gravitate to it as easy. They need something to be like a scapegoat for them to get to that point where they want to receive the knowledge. That's what I do with my music too. I sing and I rap, and I make it entertaining as well. You put that charisma with your voice, the inflections of your voice, the energy and the rapping too. Yours is a different method of making it catchy too at the same time. Tony, let me read all these comments. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Arnaldo Nieves, number 3 fan. Saludos, Tony. Saludos, mi hermanito. Boricua, saludos de corazón. Te aprecio mucho. Gracias por estar en sintonía. Tenía a Abisael Cotto entrevistándolo, pero algo sucedió con el YouTube. No pude invitarlo, pero la próxima vez vamos a tener todo organizado y lo vamos a entrevistar de nuevo. Su próxima pelea es en septiembre 12 en pay-per-view en Puerto Rico. So, vamos a apoyarlo a él, a Abisael Cotto. Yo puse unos videos de él en el video mío anterior para que vea la pelea de él, que cuando peleó en Santo Domingo con José Rodríguez. En Santo Domingo le ganó por nocaut en el tercer round. So, chequea eso también de Abisael Cotto. Saludos, Tony. Arnaldo Nieves says hi. Tony 305G, Cuba, The Life. Saludos, Cuba, mis hermanos cubanos. Tony 305G, Tony 305G, Cuba, The Life. Saludos a mis hermanos cubanos. Gracias por estar en sintonía y suscríbete a mi canal y disfrute del contenido que yo tengo para ustedes. Enjoy the content that I have for you guys. My Cuban people, Tony 305G, Cuba, The Life. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. I appreciate you. Samuel Joe Weeder, hi. Number 3 fan, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Subscribe to that channel. Sammy J. Walker, hi. I acknowledge what you said. I appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to that channel. You are my family. Everybody that comes here is brave. They love the truth. They embrace the truth. That's why they subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. So yeah, Tony 305G. Hola, saludos, mi hermanito. Arnaldo Nieves, chévere, Puerto Rico, ya tú sabes, en la casa. Gracias, mi hermanito. Y suscríbete a mi canal. Voy a llegar a 1000 si ustedes siguen apoyándome y voy a seguir dándote contenido que vale la pena escuchar. Sincero, genuino, con educación, la verdad, la integridad. Eso es lo que tiene mi canal de YouTube, de Tony Also Sabe Boxeo. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Yeah, so Xander Zayas did a great job. He did a great job. But, you know, I was watching him with my son, and he was saying, oh, he should have stopped him. He should have knocked him out. I agree. He had him hurt a lot throughout the whole fight. He just dominated him and really outboxed him, punished him really bad, severely. I think he was too nice after the fight. You know, he was saying, you know, oh, you're going to be a champion. And, you know, like, you know, okay, you could be humble, but I just feel like he praised him too much. Just bask in your victory. And yeah, give him credit, say you're a good fighter, that's it. But, you know, don't overdo it. Like, you know, you got to do like Tito Trinidad. When you fight somebody and you beat them, you give them respect, but then you bask in your victory. You know, that's the way it should be. But I feel like that fight last night with Xander Zayas versus Jose Garcia, that was no easy fight, but he made it look easy because he's very skillful and very athletic and very quick and very uses the angles. He moves in and out really good, and he knows how to time you, and he hit him to the body throughout most of the fight, and I think that was the key to victory. But I feel like when you hit somebody, a boxer, your opponent to the body, especially a brawler like Jorge Chino Garcia, you have to chop him down and knock him out. I feel like he was ready to be knocked out, but he was always dangerous at the whole point of throughout the entire fight. He was still dangerous because he had that reach, and he threw from awkward angles. And you know, Xander Zayas alluded to that as well in the interview, that he threw from awkward angles, and he would throw like this, underneath, because he crouches too. And he was an inside fighter, and you know, usually box punchers like that, with long reaches, they use that distance, and he did use the distance, but he was also good at going in. But I felt the better strategy, if Xander Zayas wanted to knock him out or use his boxing skills and mix it up, that he would have to go inside a lot every now and then, smother him whenever he could, and throw uppercuts and body shots and beat him at that. Because of his long reach, he would have the advantage to do that, and then, you know, move away. But whenever he moved away, he had to be careful because Jorge Garcia has a really long reach, longer reach than Xander Zayas. So I felt that was the reason why he got hit every now and then, but he didn't get hit to the point where we wasn't impressed with his skillful defense and athleticism, because he showed that. I say 90%. He was like fighting almost a perfect fight against Jose Garcia, Xander Zayas, and I believe that you could look good today and look great tomorrow. There's cases like that where you look good today and then you look great tomorrow. So you can't hate on Xander Zayas for putting on a clinic and showing that he was the superior athlete and boxer than Jose Garcia. What impressed me about that victory, in spite of Xander Zayas not getting the KO, is the fact that he beat a guy that earned the #2 slot in the WBO junior welterweight championship fight. He earned that because he beat 7 undefeated prospects that weren't supposed to lose. They were supposed to win, and he knocked them off. He knocked them out to get to the position, at least most of them. So I feel like he earned this spot, and then that was a solid victory for him. But I felt there was a little bit left to be desired. I wanted Xander Zayas to knock him out, because Xander Zayas, he had him pretty much a dead man walking after a while. Like he still was kind of in the fight, but he was getting tired, and his punches weren't as effective as they were at the beginning. As far as Jose Garcia goes, his combinations were slower and more telegraphic, but at times he was going to get countered, Xander Zayas, because the way he fought was very awkward. Jose Chino Garcia had an awkward way of throwing his combinations. He would crouch down, looping shots over and under, and it was it's a little different. So I think he did well in spite of that awkwardness of Jose Garcia and the relentlessness and the power that he has. So I feel like he made him miss a lot, but he should have made him pay a little more. He did make him pay. Xander Zayas made Jose Garcia pay. Don't get it twisted. But he should have knocked him out. I think he should have. But there's only one Tito, and not everybody has the one-punch KO power or the killer instinct. I feel like Xander Zayas showed that he has all the tools and he has a lot of potential for improvement and to be greater. But against Fundora, right now, he shouldn't fight him just yet. He has the potential to beat him down the road, but I feel like right now at this moment, I think Fundora will have the edge over him. That's just what I see now, but I could be wrong. I would like for him to prove me wrong, but I feel like the fight should be build up to. It should be a build up to the fight. They shouldn't make the fight immediately. They should build it up, and then by the time they build it up, you get more experience, and then once you're a champion, you fight better because you're defending your championship. So now you elevate your game a little more. It usually happens with boxers that when they become champions, they elevate their game and it makes them a better fighter, depending on what kind of fighter you are too. Arnaldo Nieves, Zayas is not ready for the elite. I think he needs a little bit more work. He looked great. He showed potential last night. He just needs to improve a little more and learn how to finish somebody when he has him hurt. Because he had that guy hurt. He has Jose Garcia hurt. He was a dead man walking in the middle rounds or late rounds. He's not ready for Fundora or Murtasaliev. Yeah. I heard of Murtasaliev. I can hardly pronounce his name, but I got to see more of him. But I think he just got to learn from this victory and do his homework. Check the dots of what he did right and check the dots of what he did wrong, so to improve in the next time. There's always room for improvement, man. So yeah, I give Xander Zayas a B+. The same thing, the same score credit that he gave himself, the same score that he gave himself. So yeah, I believe Xander Zayas has a great future. He's gotta marinate those big fights now. Because remember, we got Jerome Boots Ennis moving to the 154 weight class. We don't know what Crawford is gonna do after he finishes fighting Canelo. If he's gonna go back down to 154, and that's gonna make it interesting too. But he's older, so Xander Zayas is gonna get better and better. And I don't know. I think Crawford beats him too. So I feel like we gotta wait and see if Crawford gets older or how much better Xander gets. But I believe that Xander Zayas is the truth, and he has room for improvement. He did what he was supposed to do, and I think that he's gonna learn from this. But he didn't wow me. But I am impressed with his skills and his performance. but he didn't wow me to the like, oh my gosh, like the way Tito Trinidad did. Like there's different levels and elements, but we got to give him a chance to get there. Not everybody's the same. Everybody got their own journey, their own story. So let's let Xander Zayas be who he is, and let's appreciate who he is. He's not no Belanga. Belanga is a stanker. Belanga the stanker. I mean, he's not Belanga. I don't want to down a man while he's down. I don't want to put a man. I don't want to knock a man while he's down. But Belanga didn't take it serious. He was all about the glamour and the celebrity life. So he's definitely way better than Belanga. He's very skillful. He's a son of boxing. He studied boxing. So he's in it for the long haul. Arnaldo Nieves, Fundora made Tim Tszyu quit. Fundora's the truth, man. And in this fight, I thought that Tim Tszyu was gonna go all out, but he made him quit. He's Fundora, he's a tall fighter, the tallest fighter, but he uses like his reach. He don't use his reach the way he should. He fights like a brawler, like inside, when you don't really always have to, but he just likes brawling. So that could be a detriment to him in the future, maybe against Xander Zayas. But I still see Fundora as as the winner if they was to fight now. But down the road, depending on how Xander Zayas improves, Xander Zayas has a chance. Arnaldo Nieves, Mutzalev KO Tim Tszyu. Oh yeah, he did fight him, right? Number 2, he did fight him. Yeah, so there's a lot of talent in that weight class, 154. Like, it's no easy fight for anybody in that weight class. Arnaldo Nieves, Zayas is still young, but doesn't have KO power. No, he's more like he has pop in his punches, but he's more speed. His power is speed. So yeah, he can hurt you and stop you, but with speed. But it's not like one punch KO. But he does have some pop in his punches, but it's not one punch KO. So yeah, it's just the punch you don't see. He could hurt you though, because he did hurt Jose Garcia. If he would have actually anteed up the level and go and turn it up a little notch against Jose Garcia, he would have knocked him out. Because he needs to focus on, when he has somebody hurt, like, go for the killer instincts. When you like smell blood and just finish your opponent and he's hurt. Because he was the dead man walking towards the end of the rounds, Jose Garcia. So he could have took advantage of it, but he chose the safer route because the awkwardness of Jose Garcia. But I believe that he was a finished man, like in the 9th round. He would have, he was in the fight every now and then, but he was pretty much finished. And I believe Xander Zayas would have finished him. I believe if he would have like stepped it up a notch, he chose to just stay boxing and dominating him and outpointing him. Okay, so you learn, you live and you learn. All right, Rohan Polanco. I saw highlights of the fight. I started watching the full fight because there was a content creator that put the full fight of Rohan Polanco, 147-pound weight class fighter from the Dominican Republic. I started watching. It was the whole fight, and then I paused it because I had to do something. And then when I came back to the video, they said that the account holder was removed. His account was removed. I guess maybe he violated the channel. So then that's probably why. But I don't want to get too many details. But I couldn't watch the whole fight. But I saw a few rounds of that fight, and I saw the highlights, and I saw that he struggled with speed and boxing ability. The guy, Randall, he gave him a lot of trouble with the jabs, using angle, speed. He made it hard for him to go in at first for Rohan Polanco, and I feel like Rohan Polanco did everything he needed to do to win, and he had the clearest shots, like as the fight progressed. But he did struggle with the boxing ability of Randall, who was 15-3, but now he's 15-4 with 3 KOs. He's not a power hitter, but the guy has gave Brian Norman fits as well. And Brian Norman is just one of my favorite fighters as well. He's a great champion. I mean, he has to prove it. He's going to fight Devin Haney November 22nd on the undercard of David Benavidez. And I don't think that Rohan Polanco is ready for Brian Norman. Based on that performance, I feel like He needs to show me more, but he does have speed. He doesn't know how to deal with boxing ability. If somebody can really master it better than Randall, I believe he would have trouble. And if you fight somebody with power and with speed and technique and skill, that's when we're gonna know what he's really made of. But right now, we saw a glimpse of what he struggles with, which he struggles with boxers who move, who use lateral movement. Imagine if he fought a fighter like that, like a Terrence Crawford, using that style where he's more elevated in that style than the Randall guy that he just fought. He won by unanimous decision. I want to see more. I don't think the Dominican boxing is taking over Puerto Ricans. I think Puerto Ricans are still shining, and we're the dominant force. And there's some Dominican people saying out there that there's better prospects in Dominican Republic than Puerto Rico. That is false, because Cotto's helping the Dominican fighters, and there's a lot of great boxers from Puerto Rico prospects. Abisael Cotto. We have Juancito Zayas. He's good too. We have a lot of great fighters coming out, but they're not. The only promotion that's really doing a great job in bringing that talent out is Universal Promotions. So yeah, check out Abisael Cotto. He's gonna fight in Puerto Rico September 12th. He's 8-0 with 7 KOs in the 130 weight class, and I believe that he would beat Giancarlo Santana, but they're not in the same weight class. You know, he's at 126, Giancarlo Santana, and Abisael Cotto is in the 130 weight class. He's very talented. They're both talented, both of them. But down the road, that will be an interesting fight. But I believe that Puerto Rican boxing, we have 6 champions currently. How many champions does the Dominican Republic have right now? 0. I'm not hating on the Dominican Republic, but I'm just saying the truth. They have talent, but they lost their last champion, Puello, 2-time champion, who lost to Puerto Rico's Subriel Matias. So Matias is a 2-time champion as well. And I believe that Dominican boxing is still touching the surface. I believe the most talented boxer they have right now, in my opinion, would be, I think, Giancarlo Santana. I favor him slightly over Rohan Polanco. I feel like Rohan Polanco, I need to see more from him, but he's a power hitter. And he's 17-0 with 10 KOs after his unanimous decision victory against Randall. I remember his last name. So, but he showed a lot of holes in his game, even though he won. And I believe in the 8th round, he got hit by a hook or uppercut from Randall, and he got pushed back. But I feel like that, you know, the fighter who made the fight for the most part and got the clearer combinations was Rohan Polanco, but I feel that he got hit a lot in that fight, and I feel like he struggled with that boxing stance, that boxing pedigree of moving and using your footwork and your jab and quick combinations. He can be defeated, and he could be tagged, and he could be set up with the jab. He struggles with that kind of style. So I feel like you know, he left something to be desired. You know, if he was on another level, he would have probably dominated more, I think, in that fight, and not look like he was struggling so much with that style. I believe that there's room for improvement, so we got to see. So as far as Giancarlo Santana, I seen videos of his fights, previous fights. I wasn't able to see the fight last night with him. I didn't see the undercards. I haven't watched them on my YouTube. You know, like I watched Jaunmita Lopez de Jesus. I watched that fight. I watched Emiliano Vargas yesterday, and I saw that knockout. It was spectacular, and so was Jaunmita Lopez de Jesus victory. Very spectacular wins, and I didn't get to see Rohan Polanco on the undercard or Giancarlo Santana, but I got to see the fights, you know, afterwards, so to give my assessment. At least most of the rounds, as far as Rohan Polanco, but I was not able to see, you know, Giancarlo Santana's fight. But I read that he won by unanimous decision, but I seen previous fights of Giancarlo Santana, and he's very talented. He's quick. He has boxing skills. He uses the angle. He throws the jab. He has power, but I believe Abisael Cotto has the same skills, throws the jab, hook, and he has more power. I think Abisael Cotto has more power than uh, young Carlos Santana, but I don't see that fight in the foreseeable future. Maybe down the road, they probably might go through different paths, but we'll see. We'll see how boxing turns out in the coming years. But Puerto Rican boxing is live in effect, and Dominican boxers, they just touching the surface. And Puerto Rican boxers, we already have 6 champions. I think Santiago, we have Subriel Matias, we have Xander, we have Oscar Collazo, we have who else? We have like I think we have 5 or 6. What's the other fighter that we have? I think we have like 5 right now. I don't know off the top, but we have like 5 or 6 champions. Somebody correct me in the comments. Let me know who else. Who am I missing in the comments? But yeah, Puerto Rico's boxing is in good hands, and I believe Universal Promotions is going to take Puerto Rican boxing to the next level. It's in Puerto Rico, so you got to give them time to build the stars. They actually build fighters like Pedraza. They build fighters like what was the other fighter that they build a few fighters, and then they actually, when they get to the top, they actually go to the bigger promotions and they co-promote, and that's when they get the opportunities to get signed to another promotion that's bigger, it believes in them, like they'll, but they are the ones grooming the talent in Puerto Rico, and I believe that they're gonna go pretty far because they're constantly having shows on YouTube. And don't forget, Juancito Zayas is another prospect from Puerto Rico that we have to look out for. But I believe that the best prospect right now is Abisael Cotto. He fights in September on pay-per-view in Puerto Rico. Support him. September 12th, he's going to fight. We don't know who he's going to fight, but it's going to be a great fight. Every fight that he's in is always spectacular KO, and he's very skillful. And yeah, check him out. Abisael Cotto. All right? So yeah, I like the fight overall, like, okay, Xander, Bruce Carrington, Shushu Carrington from Brownsville, Brooklyn. He did what he was supposed to do against Matea. I think his name was Matea. That was his name, the African guy. The African guy was 14-0 and 9 KOs. He had the same record as Bruce Shushu Carrington. They both had 14-0 and 9 KOs, both the same record. And he did have a formidable opponent in front of him, and Bruce Shushu Carrington did what he was supposed to do. He did get hit a couple of times, but for the most part, he dominated the fight. But he left a little bit left to be desired. We want to see him stop a fighter when he's landing that much shots. Like he landed like 200 shots. I think 200 shots of the combinations that he threw. So that's like 40-something percent, 43% of his shots he landed. Bruce Shushu Carrington from Brownsville, Brooklyn. I support that brother. He's very talented. My son was watching it with me, and he said that he fights like a southpaw. Yeah, he looks like a southpaw, but he's not. And he fights in a crouch. He kind of reminds me of Terrence Crawford a little bit, the way he would fight in a crouch when he first started. And he throws combinations from different awkward angles. And I believe that he showed that he has boxing ability, and he's gonna get better as time goes on. But he didn't wow anybody. Like Timothy Bradley said that when you have somebody hurt, like the way he had him, like the way he was landing, like effortlessly on Mateo, he should have stopped him. At least give the fans something to rave about, and wow the fans, especially if you want to prove that you're ready for the top guys in the championship level. Like all the champions, then that's what he should have did. But nevertheless, he did improve. I think he's 15-0 with 10 KOs, and I think that he has a future, and he's just gonna get better. I think when he has like maybe 20 fights, we're gonna see a different stature and level of what he could do. I think once he gets to like 20 fights. That's my assessment of Bruce Shushu Carrington. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of his victory? Who else? Let me see. Tony Also Knows Boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to that channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Do not be afraid of the truth, and subscribe to that channel. Click like, comment, give me your feedback. It's very important that my fans and everybody tuning in give me their feedback. I like to engage my fans. I don't like to leave them hanging, and I like for them to be part of the experience. I like to even conversate with them and give them like like the importance that they're part of my channel. They are my channel too. It's not just my channel, but it's your channel too. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to that channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. So yeah, I believe it was a very great night for boxing, but I truly believe that Puerto Rican boxing is in the forefront. It's our time to shine, and the Dominicans are coming up, and we got to give them support them as well. But they got to stop being disrespectful. Some content creators that actually interviewed Felix Tito Trinidad, I don't know his name, but he said, "Oh, the Puerto Rican boxing, the Dominican boxing is taking over. Like we have better prospects." That's not true. This Cotto is helping Dominican boxing better than Dominicans are promoting it. So let's not get that twisted. And I believe that Cotto is doing a disservice to Puerto Ricans because he only has one boxer that's from Puerto Rico that he's promoting, Jaunmita Lopez de Jesus. He should promote more boxers from Puerto Rico because it's okay to help Dominicans or Mexicans, but focus more on Puerto Ricans because you're a Puerto Rican boxing promoter, and you should help Puerto Ricans first and then help the others second, because you're doing a disservice to your own people. I know Felix Tito Trinidad wouldn't do that if he was a promoter, and the reason why he doesn't promote, because a lot of people say, oh, then Tito Trinidad should promote it if you feel like that. But Tito Trinidad is a family man, and he doesn't want to stay away from his family. That's the reason why he hasn't put his energy in being a boxing promoter. He said it in an interview because he feels that he already took a lot of time away from his family when he was boxing, so he wants to make up for all that lost time that he had with his family because he was dedicating his life to boxing 100%. So he made a lot of sacrifices to be where he is in boxing today, to accomplish what he needed to accomplish in boxing. 5 championships in 3 weight classes, staying undefeated from 1992 to 2001. So, and defending his welterweight championship 15 times, if I'm not mistaken. So now he wants to put all his time in his family and also regain the money that was the lawsuit that he has that with one of the guys that was friends with his father, and he took his money, and Felix Trinidad is trying to regain all the money that he lost. So he's also focusing on that. So he can't really focus on anything else but his family and winning the lawsuit that he has with the Banco Popular that they stole his money. One of the guys that was with actually working with his father's trainer at the time, and then he was acting like he was a friend of Tito Trinidad, but he was actually a foe, pretending to be a friend, and took money. A lot of the business deals that he made, the guy did a lot of corrupt stuff with Banco Popular behind the scenes. So Tito Trinidad has a lawsuit against him to regain all his money. So it's a lot of things. But I feel like Tito Trinidad would never put other fighters from another country first than his own Puerto Ricans. And Cotto's doing that. I feel like Cotto's doing a disservice as far as putting more promotion on Puerto Rican fighters than Dominican fighters. But I'm not against him promoting Dominican fighters or Mexican fighters. He should promote everybody, but I think he should put more emphasis on Puerto Rican fighters. But I believe that Universal Promotions is doing a better job than Miguel Cotto, and they are producing a lot of the future champions. And I believe Fresh Production Boxing as well is doing good. I haven't seen any fight cards that they have, but they produce super materials, so let's be thankful for that as well. And I feel like Universal Promotions is doing a better job with Puerto Rican boxing and boxing prospects, and they're actually building the future of boxing in Puerto Rico is really on them, and they're really doing a lot for Puerto Rican boxing to flourish, and they have shows every month. Universal Promotions, check them out. Abisael Cotto will be fighting September 12th of this year, 18-0 with 7 KOs, 130 weight class division, and he's the truth. He is the truth. So, yeah, subscribe to that channel. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, so I believe that Puerto Rican boxing, we're in our prime right now. We're coming back into full effect, and we're in our moment. This is our moment. This is our time to shine. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Good fight between Jose Garcia and Xander. But as you know, Puerto Ricans are more athletic than Mexicans, but Mexicans are very talented too. I'm not saying they're not athletic, but when it comes to Puerto Ricans and Mexicans, Puerto Rican boxers are more versatile and usually win in a rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico. We have more wins over them. I think it's in the 80s for Puerto Rico, and it's in the 70s for Mexico. So pretty nice, rivalry. It's pretty close, but we're a smaller island and we produce more champions per capita than any other country based on our size, 3.5 million people. So it says a lot about Puerto Rico. If Puerto Rico was actually the size of Mexico, imagine how many champions we would have, even more than what Mexico has. So that's the reason why. So we gotta take into consideration the size of Puerto Rico and how many champions they've produced over the years, like 70 to 60 plus. It's a lot. So that was a great fight last night, and I think, yeah. DJ HDZ, no tiene cora. ¿Quién no tiene cora? ¿Quién no tiene cora? Dime. Who don't have heart? Dime. I'm gonna let the fans say what they gotta say, and I want to see where they're coming from. Dime a mí lo que tú estás diciendo con eso, que no tiene cora. DJ HDZ, dime de eso. Explícame, pero con respeto, with respect. Explain that to me with respect. Don't get out of line. Just let me know what you're talking about. You're not talking about me, right? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Are you talking about Xander Zayas? Xander Zayas no tiene corazón. ¿Tú estás diciendo eso? Él tiene corazón porque él se subió en el cuadrilátero y dominó la pelea. Solo que quizá él pensaba que era más fácil así, boxearle, ya tú sabes. Oso, ya yo lo dije. Eso es lo que dice DJ HDZ. Dice que Xander Zayas no tiene cora. DJ HDZ dijo, ya tú sabes. Gracias por estar en sintonía a mi canal. Y suscríbete a mi canal, mi hermanito. Gracias por tu opinión sincera, tu opinión honesta. Que yo agradezco las opiniones que vienen del corazón, que eso es lo que tú piensas. Y yo no te niego la oportunidad para especificar por qué tú crees que Xander Zayas no tiene corazón. Pero yo digo que tiene corazón, solo que no tiene el instinto de terminar como Tito. Cada uno es distinto, pero tiene talento. Tiene talento. I'm more athletic than you, too. Okay, dice DJ HDZ. I'm more athletic than you, too, homie. DJ HDZ, promise. Si tú piensas eso, you think that, you don't know for sure. I'm not the most athletic, but I'm not the least athletic. But I can hold my own, and I make up for it. I got power. Pero como quiera, that's how you feel, man. That's how you feel. That's your opinion, man. You don't know because you never saw me in action. But ¿de dónde tú vienes? Where you are tuning in from? Where you located? You in Tampa? Let's prove it. Thanks for tuning into the channel, DJ HDZ. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Yo no soy de acero, pero no soy fácil. I'm not made out of steel, but I'm not easy. So, I hold my own, So, yeah, thanks for tuning into the channel. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. What do you think about Puerto Rican boxing and Dominican boxing? Is it comparable? I don't think it's comparable. Dominican boxing is not at a high level. They just started. Oh, you in Texas? Yeah, you may think you're more athletic. I'm from Brooklyn, but that's your opinion. You're entitled to it, and I don't know. I never actually saw if you're athletic or not. I never saw you in person. So I will have to check out your content and see. But yeah, we can have a nice friendly rivalry. There's no issues. I appreciate you tuning in, my brother. But yo, I'm not easy. I'm not easy. You may look at me and you think it's all athletic. Remember, there's also will. It's all good, my brother. I appreciate your honest assessment. I appreciate it. So yeah, shout out to DJ HDZ from Texas, #3 fan. I appreciate you, my brother. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Subscribe to that channel. I appreciate my fans. They're honest. They have integrity. They're competitive, but they're respectful. And it's all good. It's all good. You can give your feedback and your opinion, but as long as you come respectful, it's all good. Subscribe to that channel, and if you come disrespectfully, it's just gonna raise the algorithm, so it's all good. I take it all as it comes. I take all comers, but I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I say subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more content from Tony. Also, I'll be coming back real soon, but those are my assessments of the fights. Tell me what you think on the comments, and subscribe and like and comment. Peace. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Don't be afraid to tune into the channel and subscribe to the channel. Only brave people subscribe to my channel. Only real people subscribe to my channel because they want to know the truth and they feel comfortable in the truth. They don't feel uncomfortable with people being exposed. You gotta expose the corrupt hypocrites. You gotta. Subscribe to that channel. Tony also knows boxing. Peace.